That'll do.
They
saw it.
They saw it. Hey, welcome to Drop the Act. We're here to chat all about the acting world. Tune in for relaxed, honest conversations with actors and insiders as we give you the real stories about the acting industry. Grab a seat and let's talk about what actually goes on behind the scenes.
Hey,
welcome back to season 2, episode 1. What is this? We're back for season 2. And the eagle-eyed viewers who've seen our reels in the past will be able to see we're in a new space.
I mean, everyone who listens to this will probably be able to hear that it actually sounds like a podcast now.
Oh my gosh, the sound quality is going to go through the roof.
Because we are in a amazing new sound studio.
Yes.
Which
is so exciting.
It's so exciting. It feels like we're actually doing this for real now and not
we're not just
a little hobby in our kitchen.
For some reason I thought you were going to say a little hobbit.
Yes,
just a little hobbit.
We're not a little hobbit anymore. We're a real podcast.
We're a man or a wizard now. We're not just a hobbit. We're not. We're not a hobbit. We're not hobbits anymore.
Stop looking at the camera.
Why? That's where my fans are.
You disgust me.
I disgust myself. I saw myself and went, that is vile.
Yeah.
You're disgusting. You're basic.
Anyway,
how are you, Nikki? It's March 21st today when we're recording. How have you been? We haven't recorded since December. What's been going on? How have you been?
I've been good, buddy.
Yeah. You've been busy? What have you been up to?
This feels very interrogatory.
Tell me everything.
No, I've been good, man. It's been interesting doing living without the podcast. Have you found that? Because there's been things that I've been like, oh, we could talk about this on the podcast.
Yeah.
And then we're not doing it. I'm like, I'm just gonna have to log that away in my brain to when we get back to this.
Did you log it away well enough to remember? No.
I mean, some stuff. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Something might pop up in this podcast, but for the most part, it's been good, man. Yeah, I've been doing a few different projects. It's been nice to feel busy because I'm juggling a few different things at the moment. Like I'm doing a new play. Mm-hmm. I'm performing in a showcase of new scripts, like comedy scripts, which is actually coming here to the Ruse, our new studio. Very exciting.
So exciting. There's actually a curtain behind Nikki where it's got a whole stage space and everything. It's very pretty.
Theatre, recording studio, the lot.
Yeah.
Amazing space.
So good.
But yeah, so a few different things going on. And there was part of me that was a bit like, am I overwhelmed right now? Like, is this too much considering I've gone from nothing basically to, oh, hang on, I've got rehearsal, meeting, planning meeting, recording, all of these things going at the same time.
Stag do wedding
for a certain someone.
Yeah, for a certain someone.
So yeah, it's felt almost like on the border, but it's nice to feel busy. And it's also something I don't feel like we should take for granted in this industry.
Oh, absolutely.
When you have got a whole bunch of things going on, because it doesn't last. And, it's
we'll
not
get
everyone.
onto that more later on about it not
will.
lasting. That sounds very ominous. I apologise.
But yeah, man, been good. Feeling busy in a good way.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
How about you, man? How have you been?
I have been good. I have been very, very good. I've been busy in a different way because I've been getting ramped up for my wedding.
Somebody's getting married.
Yeah, very, very close. Only a few weeks left. 3 weeks today. 3 weeks today.
Okay.
No. I might need to throw myself out.
This is a safe space.
Is it? Am I safe?
How are you actually feeling about this? This isn't like, well, this is on record because we're recording. But
this isn't on record.
But yeah, how are you actually feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good about it. I'm feeling very confident. I'm feeling very happy. I'm going to be very pleased when it's all over, to be quite honest, because it's occupying a space in my brain that I'd quite like back.
Yeah.
Like waking up in the middle of the night going, we need to do this, we need to send this off, we need to fill in this form that we haven't filled in yet. Very stressful. However, because of that, there's been very little on the acting side because I've not had the brain capacity to do anything.
Fair. Like I was saying, it's so easy to get to that point of too much.
Yeah.
And I think we've talked to many people on this podcast about that.
Yeah.
And this feeling of being burnt out and how you're not giving your best self
No.
to anything that you're doing when you're burnt out. So it is important to be like,
exactly.
This is what I'm focused on for now. And it's not forever.
Yeah.
There's literally a deadline.
Yeah, like you were saying about the audition a few weeks ago that you kindly said, oh, I could audition for this piece for the new writing and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I wanted to. Every fibre of my being wanted to, but I just didn't have the brain capacity or the space or the time. It all just ran away with me. And I was like, well, the deadline's today and I've got nothing. So I'm going to have to pass on this one, unfortunately.
Oh, buddy.
Which is a bit of a shame. But I've been keeping up with my recordings for my self-tapes and whatnot for social media, which is great.
Yeah.
Keeping me alive. And through that, I've met this group called World of Theatre where they post videos and they celebrate people who do that kind of thing. So I'm having a great time with that as well.
Yeah, very nice. Well done.
So yeah, it's going really well. That was a nice little check. I like that. This is a new segment that we're going to be adding in. I like it. It lets us express ourselves a little bit and lets you know us and what we're up to as well as what we celebrate everyone else for. But moving on.
Yeah.
It's time for Snack Time with Easter! The look of Nicky's face right then. The panic. He got to snack time with and went, I don't know what we're saying now. I don't know what we're saying.
We can't have snack time with Easter.
Yes, we can. We just did.
Easter's not in the room.
Easter is in the room.
Easter is in the room. You're right.
Easter's in my fingers. And Easter's in my toes. Easter is all around.
All right, Love Actually. We're not going back there.
We're not having that conversation.
We're not going back there.
We didn't
ever
talk for
again.
3 weeks after that.
It's our longest tiff.
It's literally our longest tiff. We were like, New Year, new hatred. So
yes, snack time with Easter.
Snack time with Easter.
We would do an Easter special, and considering it's coming up far too quickly, we've got some Easter snacks with us, and you've surprised me. I didn't know what you were bringing, but you have.
I've outdone myself, haven't I?
You have.
So we have Easter nest cakes, which are literally the best thing ever.
For the connoisseur, I think that's probably the best mini egg item you can get.
Yeah.
Apart from the mini egg itself, which is holy.
Oh, and also brought mini eggs. Orange flavoured mini eggs. But we'll get into that in a minute. Would you like a nest cake? Are you going to do the ASMR eating the nest cake?
Well, I'm going to a bit, but I don't necessarily want to be eating a cake for like a whole minute on the podcast.
Do you not?
I feel like the fans. What am I talking about? The people who sometimes listen to this show.
Your mum and my mum won't appreciate hearing us eating chocolate cakes on the podcast. No. We'll have a bite.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's good.
So good. It's the cream in the middle that makes it, you know?
I prefer when it's a chocolate cream. I'm not going to lie.
Has it ever been a chocolate cream?
Yeah.
I think you're wrong. It's always been this like... We're going to get into a fight.
The tone you took with me then.
You are wrong, good sir.
I'm having another bite. That's amazing.
You're having another bite. Well, I'll keep talking because one of us needs to because it's a podcast at the end of the day. I don't want. You said you were going to put it on your tape. Put it. Oh. But now, how will we know whose is whose?
Mine's closer to me. It's really not that hard. There's two.
It is very difficult to tell the difference. The whole thing might spin around between now and
anyway. Why don't you want to share cake germs? What's wrong with my cake germs, Corey?
I'm diseased.
Oh God.
Yeah, I've got the what's it called? Zombie virus from some zombie film that I can't think of.
That's really specific. Thanks, mate.
Oh, like
really
the umbrella virus from that zombie game.
Again, really specific, mate.
No, not Silent Hill. That's a different thing altogether.
Do you mean Resident Evil?
Resident Evil. That's the Umbrella Corporation.
That is Umbrella, correct.
I feel like we've lost half our fan base from that little kerfuffle, confusion.
What do you mean? We're always so professional.
I know. And we got mini eggs.
We got mini eggs.
Which are bright orange. All of them are bright orange, which is incredible.
I wouldn't call that bright orange, but all right.
I was saying to Nicky and his partner Stevie before coming here about orange chocolates. Why has orange chocolates become such a big thing in the last few years? Like, it started with Terry's Chocolate Orange, which was delicious and one of a kind and amazing. But then suddenly everyone and their aunt...
really crunchy on the camera. I'm so sorry, guys.
But suddenly everyone and their aunt wants to make an orange variant of their chocolate. You can get Toblerone orange, you can get Twirl orange, Cadbury mini egg orange. But why?
It's a great flavour.
It is a great flavour, but then why not lemon? Why not
you wouldn't want
strawberry?
A lemon mini egg, would you?
You wouldn't want an orange mini egg. 5 years ago, people wouldn't.
I think it's the crazes, isn't it? You had salted caramel everything for a while. And now you don't see that everywhere. It's still present. But you don't see it everywhere.
It is still present. But I feel like the flavour of the chocolate being orange is different to adding caramel to it. Because there's only so much chocolate you can add caramel to. You can make every chocolate orange flavoured chocolate if you wanted to.
I'm trying to think of one you can't, but it's true.
All it takes is to add a little bit of orange extra.
Lovely. I eat the egg, because that's actually lovely.
Well, I need to wait for you to finish so you can talk while I eat mine.
Oh,
So now,
you're such a pro.
Monologue, bitch.
No, we're just going to sit in silence whilst you crunch.
I really hope I can get picked up. I was probably smacking my mouth as well.
Oh, I heard. Even without headphones, I heard that.
That's great.
But yes, I do think you're right. Orange can go in everything, but that's delicious.
Yeah,
Tell me that's not delicious.
That is very fresh, very refreshing, very lovely.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we've talked enough about chocolate now.
Are you sure about that?
I think so. It's been about 10 minutes. So, our first topic of the day is, Nikki, you wanted to talk about scams within the industry.
I did, yeah. So this is a little bit relevant to what I was saying earlier about things that have gone on that I've sort of logged away in my brain of like, I want to talk about this on the podcast because I think it's really important.
Nikki sent all his money to an Arabian prince in the promise for a TV role.
I am penniless now. That's why I live
What's
here.
new?
Oh, wow. That wouldn't have hurt so much if it wasn't true.
Oh, we're all broke, darling. It's the acting industry.
Welcome to the club, right? But yes, so I think, and I don't know if you agree, but scams directed at actors and at working class actors in particular, but also all over the industry has become more and more of a thing.
Yes.
Over the last couple of years.
Oh, I think it's been becoming more of a thing for the last 10 years or so, I'd say.
I don't know, mate. I don't remember seeing lots of it like 4 or 5 years ago. But now, every time I go on like a Facebook actors group or something like that, everyone's saying like, watch out for this person, watch out for this company, watch out for this. It's scam, 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 scam. But I did experience something new, which unfortunately, obviously, like I didn't lose money. I didn't go that far. But for a period of time, there was part of my brain that was believing and accepting and letting myself get with it, you know?
Yeah.
So I will explain it fully because I think it's important that people know.
Oh, yeah.
I got an email out of the blue from a top casting director or someone that was saying they was this casting director.
Yeah.
They didn't say, hi, I'm a top casting director.
Hi, I am insert top casting director here. That was your first red flag.
That was my first mistake. No, it was Olivia Scott Webb. And I didn't know about them beforehand. But after a quick Google, a top casting director, you know, someone who works on all of these Netflix shows, all of these big productions, someone you want to know.
Yeah.
Someone that's great to know.
Someone you want to have around for a dinner party once a week.
Well, absolutely.
And if you're listening, feel free to pop over to the southwest of the UK whenever you want. We'll always welcome you for a dinner party.
It's true. But I got this email and it was out of the blue. And she was like, hi, I found you on the casting sites, which is entirely valid. I am on all of them. You know, it's possible for people to find people.
Did they say the casting site?
I can't remember.
Or did they say a specific one?
I can't remember.
We found you on X casting sites.
But no, it came across in quite a real way.
Yeah.
And she was saying, I've got you in mind for this role, for this production. I can't tell you anything more about it because it is confidential. It's, you know, under NDAs and stuff like that. And of course, my brain was like, well, why has this person just emailed me out of the blue? This is so unlikely. But I'm not losing anything by replying and being like,
no.
Okay, interesting. What would you like to know?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not losing anything from
it's only 2
that.
minutes of an email. Like,
and I'm not saying
they might be able to hack all your data from that one email you send them. But
no, they can't, Corey. But it didn't look like a scam. It looked like if this person was emailing you, that's how they would do it.
Yeah.
And we went back and forth a bit. We talked about like my specifics, my location, stuff like that, my experience.
Yeah.
And then she sent me a self-tape. And I performed a self-tape and I sent it back. And it all felt really like
realistic. This
is how it would be.
Yeah.
It's like we've both done many self-tapes. We've both talked to many casting directors.
Yeah.
It felt like that.
Yeah.
And it felt like I was talking to a real person. And even though there was still that part of my brain going, this probably isn't real.
Yeah.
Because
you can't help but let yourself feel like maybe it is. What if it was real?
What if it is and I'm just ignoring Olivia Scott Webb because I think she might not be real?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There was that part of my brain. So I did go back and forth. I did do the tape. And then within a week or so, I get this email giving me a role in the new Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, my days.
On Netflix. Can you believe it?
Oh, my stars.
And it's a recurring role, and they were paying for accommodation and travel, and a meeting was booked on a certain date, which they'd sent me a Google Calendar link for on Zoom to meet the director and the producer and the script writer and talk about the process that I'm going to need to go through and the accent training I'm going to need to do and all of this. And it just felt like it would be so easy to be caught up in the whirlwind of it all.
Yeah.
Because nothing was like, oh, there's a misspell there. Oh, that doesn't seem right. They haven't asked for money. They haven't asked for anything that would actually take money from me. They're only talking about how much money I'm going to get from this.
Yeah. So you've not lost anything.
So I've not lost anything.
You're not at the prospect of losing anything.
Going along with this. And then the penny finally drops when they talk about your union. So she's like, you need to be a member of the SAG-AFTRA union, which is an American-specific union. Yeah. Because we're filming in America, you need to be part of this union. This is how you will get paid. And I went, well, no, I'm a member of Equity. I'm pretty sure this isn't a thing. I know well enough that you don't need to be part of an American union to perform in America.
No.
So I questioned her on it. I was like, no, I'm a member of Equity.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Equity's global anyway.
Equity is, right?
Yeah.
Right? So that was me going, and all the time, again, I was going like, I'm just waiting for something to prove to me that this isn't real.
Yeah.
And this was the first thing to be like, this isn't real, is it?
Yeah.
And
how much was the actors union that they wanted you to sign up for?
I'd never got that far.
Did you not?
They tried to put me in touch with their union specialist. I started getting emailed from this other guy saying, hi, I'm going to help you to sign up with the union. And I'm so sure at some point it was going to be like, great, if you send me this deposit and then we will get you signed up. And then I'd never hear from them again. Yeah. And I just think it would be so easy to go along with it long enough to get scammed out of thousands.
Yeah. That payment didn't go through. You need to pay for this. Oh, the flights aren't me. Yeah. We booked from our end. Are you all right to put front us the money for the flights? Because we need to get you out here. Once we get you out here, we'll refund you for all the stuff. Blah, 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 blah.
And they didn't chase me up. Like, once I stopped replying, they stopped trying.
Yeah.
They moved on to the next person. I was like, right, okay. And I did talk to my agent about it. And I think the key thing I want to say, which I didn't pick up on, I really should have, is that no casting director is not going to want to talk to your agent.
Yeah.
They're not going to go to you directly. They're going to want to talk to someone who represents you.
Yeah.
And the fact she never asked that was a massive red flag that I completely ignored. And yeah, man, I do feel a bit embarrassed that I put so much time and effort into it.
It happens. But like, you want to dream, you want to believe.
You want to dream, don't you?
This great thing is going to happen. Like, I've had scams in the past. Well, what I thought was scams in the past, where like, my mum, bless her, signed me up for like contracts, like agencies for like modeling and things like that. Just randomly, she decided she was going to send my photos off to these people and was like, oh, we'll see. We'll see how pretty my boy is. And I got contacted by one of them, and they were like, "Oh, we really like your look. We want to get you into down to London to do like a shoot and stuff. However, you need to pay a deposit. You need to pay for us to do this thing before we can do any work with you or whatever." And I was like, "But why?
Yeah.
If you're that interested, why do you need me to come down to you and pay you X amount of money?"
There are agencies that operate that way.
There are,
but I don't recommend anyone getting involved with them. Because you're just giving them money for nothing.
Yeah. The amount of agencies and people who require a fee up front or like a monthly subscription for them to be your agent is ridiculous. Like, the actors are paying enough money for things as it is.
Yeah.
Just to stay in the industry, like Equity, Spotlight, all the casting sites that they need to be on to get jobs. Like, the last thing you want to do is then suddenly have to front a monthly fee for an agent or a monthly fee for a casting site, or, well, we do that anyway. But
we definitely do that anyway.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like, there's an element of expenditure that's already required to give yourself more when you know that it's not necessarily benefiting you.
Yeah.
Is I think a step too far.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, I do want to say, I do feel like it was quite a sophisticated scam in that the platforms that they were using, the emails that they were sending, it was clear when I was talking to a real person, and it was clear when it was like a system that was replying to me going like, you've got this role, but I just imagined like, well, this is how they would do it. That's how a casting agent would send out their emails, you know?
No, absolutely.
So yeah, I just want to say that to say like it does happen.
Yeah.
It happens to pretty much everyone, and this is something to be aware of. Like,
Yeah.
if you get an email out of the blue, don't just dismiss it entirely, but just be aware. Have that part of your brain that I'm glad I always did, going like, this probably is a scam.
Yes. And also always be very careful of links you get sent in these scams as well, because you could click on
Never
a link.
click a link. Never click a link.
Click a link.
Never click a link.
Like, working in IT is my normal job. We got shown a lot of things where if you click a link, it could take you somewhere like Amazon or your bank or anything like that. It'd get you to fill in your details because they'd make a replica of the web page that they took you to. You'd put all your details in. It would store all your information, like your password, login, etc. Then when you click submit, it would take you to the actual website. They've taken all your details and got your password and username. And suddenly you're back on the page thinking, oh, something must have weird happened with the website. And now you're back at the website, logging again as normal. You don't think anything of it. But they've got all your credentials, your login details, username, done. They take all your money.
Yeah. And I also think, like, talking again about them targeting actors and targeting aspiring actors and people, I don't like the term aspiring, working class actors that are trying to, you know, build up their repertoire, to target them with this and to allow them to think you've made a big break. You've got this big role. And now we're going to take what little money you have just based on that. It's the cruelest thing in the world, isn't it?
The easiest target, though. That's why they do
That's why they do it.
That's why they have the stereotype of
evil.
An Arabian prince needs your help and he'll marry you and bring you all this fortune. It's giving people their wildest dreams, their wildest fantasies, and saying, this is yours. You can have it. You just need to do X, Y, and Z in order to achieve it. And actors all want to be in that role. They all want to be in the latest
We're all
TV
thirsty,
show.
aren't we? We're all desperate. So... So if something sort of tugs on that thought in your brain, you're going to allow yourself to believe it.
Of course you are, because you want it more than anything in the world. We all do.
Yeah.
Like, if someone turned around to me and said, oh, if I got an email randomly on a Tuesday saying, oh, we saw your profile picture on Spotlight, we'd love to cast you as Tony Stark Jr. in the next Marvel film, I'd be like, I'm there. I'll be there. What do I need to do? Where do I sign? And then they're like, oh, well, you need to give us like £1,000. I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah, that's basically in a nutshell everything I just said.
Yeah, because you would. If someone offered you a role that you wanted more than anything else in the world, you would accept it. You would try and do whatever you could to get to that point, regardless of how many red flags come up.
Yeah.
Until it gets to a point where you're like, this isn't true.
It's annoying the emotional and like time labor that I put into it.
Yeah.
You know? It's that feeling of like, well, I put effort into a self-tape.
I spent 10 hours recording and re-recording and editing this self-tape I wanted to send off to them.
It was all for nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
They probably didn't even look at it. They were just like...
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they saw it and went, we'll watch it because he's good. We'll at least give it the time.
Don't patronise me.
I'm not patronising you. I like to think that they went, oh, this is nice. He actually said
they did actually give me feedback, which I thought was very funny.
Well, clearly they must have watched it then.
Yeah. No.
And they clearly had a great time. Watch your end. Don't whack it on the wall again.
They didn't need to know about that. I had a little bump when we were setting up.
Yes, when we were setting up, me and Nikki had a bit of a giggle from something that we were saying to each other. I can't even remember what it was. And he full on whacked his head on the wall.
Banged out of my head.
And that just killed me a little bit. And I was borderline wetting myself. It was great.
I'm fine.
You had to be there.
Thanks for asking.
All of our best content happens before we start recording, honestly. Apologies for that. And I did check you were okay. And I checked the wall to make sure you hadn't left a dent.
Wall is fine. I'm fine. Thanks.
Right, on to our next topic.
Yes. What are you going to talk about today?
What am I going to talk about today? Today, I want to talk about the realities of not being an actor 24/7.
Right.
Because I felt like, because I did a show back in November, really great show, really loved it. It was like a parody of The Lord of the Rings. You came to see it. It was great.
Funny.
It was very funny. Loved it. Living my best life. But then reality almost sets in. You've done the show, and then you're like, okay, well, now I've not got anything to do. And you start, obviously, you're busy with life. You've got like your normal job. You've got your family to see, especially Christmas time. You've got things going on.
Yeah.
Planning a wedding, the casual stuff.
Work dries up at the end of the year. It's its own thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I came into 2026 and I was like, okay, I'm going to carry on doing my own thing, doing my reels, doing my recordings and stuff. And it gets to a point where you kind of feel sad that you're not doing acting work because you're like, well, that's what I want to do. Why am I not doing it? And I think it's something that we need to be very aware of as actors, that you're not going to be working 24/7. You're not going to be doing the acting thing all the time when you want to, because life gets in the way. If you put your life on hold for too long whilst trying to pursue the acting dream 24/7, you'll miss things. Like, I could say to Rosie, I didn't want to buy a house. I don't want to invest. I don't want to get a normal job that pays ridiculous amount of money. I want to just keep sofa surfing around my friend's house and stuff and keep pursuing it 24/7. And I could have done that. But sometimes you need to choose life over not your passion or your dream, but life sometimes does get in the way.
You're so right.
And like, I wanted to buy a house. I want to start a family at some point. And I know for a fact that when that happens, I probably won't do a lot of acting stuff for a few years because my priorities will shift.
Yeah.
But I know in myself that when that happens, I am going to shift them back once I'm physically able to. It's not forever,
is it?
No.
And I will pick you up on something you said. Life gets in the way. I don't think it is a case of that, mate.
No.
I think life is more important.
Life is more important. And
like, it's all a balancing act, and I don't think you should push yourself completely one way or the other.
No, absolutely. It is just a turn of phrase, and I think a lot of actors do believe that the acting is more important than life. But ultimately, what is acting without life?
Wow,
that was deep.
That
cut.
Should get that put on a cushion.
I should get that
pop it in the corner.
Should we get that on a cushion? But it's true. Like, I was talking to someone the other day about how when you're a young actor, you think you can do anything. You think you can be any role. You think you can have every possible opportunity that comes your way. But the thing that I've learned in my old age of 30 years old,
your decrepit years, yes,
is that you need life experience. You need to have felt
it's the most important thing.
Yeah. Like, at 21 years old, I thought I could do anything. I thought I could play any role. I thought I'd have the depth of everything and anything just from my imagination. But that's not true. You need to be able to recall back on things that you've experienced yourself to know how truly someone would feel in that situation.
It's certainly my experience. I felt more able to achieve roles. Do I mean achieve roles? Achieve characters, like build characters with experience.
Get more depth with your roles.
Get more depth, exactly. They do feel more layered.
Yeah.
Because of the experience of my life.
Yeah, because you need that. You need the life experience in order to draw on to make the characters more believable and more real. So I think I'm constantly in a struggle with myself to say that it's okay that I'm not doing acting stuff all the time. It's okay that I'm taking time away from acting to have a wedding, to get married, to have a honeymoon and stuff. Because I know that at the other side of that, there are things that I can do. There's things that I'm still doing, like doing my self-tapes, recording myself, putting things on social media. I don't do that for the thousands and thousands of likes that I get, because I don't get thousands and thousands. I'm lucky if I strike 20. But that's okay, because I'm not doing it for the likes. I'm not doing it for the satisfaction of having people approve of me.
Sure.
Getting the nice comment every now and again from a random stranger saying, "Oh, you sound so nice in your singing," or "Oh, I really like how you did this," or "Oh, this is amazing." That is wonderful, but that's not why I do it. I do it for the sake of recording, for practicing my craft, for doing these things that I am passionate about in a capacity that I'm able to do it at any given time. So what I'm trying to say about going all the way around the houses to get to this point is you can do acting in any capacity you want to, but you don't need to be an actor 24/7 in order to do that. I
don't think anyone does.
No.
I really do think we talked about it at the beginning of the pod. It's burnout. Like, you can only do so much before you just break.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
If you don't give yourself the opportunity to live your life at the same time, then you're just gonna struggle in every which way.
Yeah. Well, like when I first started my career, my mum was wanted to go to Monaco for her 50th birthday. 50th birthday.
50th. Okay. Yeah.
Hi, Mum. I remember. Don't worry.
There goes one of our few listeners.
Well, there goes our subscriptions. But my sister it was a surprise that my sister wanted to do for my mum for her 50th birthday, take her to Monaco Grand Prix to watch the Formula 1. And I said, because I'd just come out of drama school, I was like, I'm not going to go on that holiday because there might be an acting job at that time that I might have to do. I won't be able to come.
Straight out of drama school as well. Oh, mate.
Oh, yeah. But that's the wrong attitude. And it wasn't until I got my first big agent that they were like, if you want to go on holiday, go on holiday. It's life. You need to go on these.
Yeah.
You need to have time. You need to spend time with family. And then I was like, okay, so I am allowed to put myself first and my family first, and I can do things with people and not have to worry about acting stuff. Obviously, if you have an acting job booked, don't then go and book a holiday.
Sure, that's something different.
Common sense. But if you think, I really want to go to Magaluf in summer next year, book it. Get a flight, book your time off. Just make sure that when roles come up for that time, you go, I'm not going to bother applying for this. Unless it's like your dream role, you're willing to cancel your holiday and piss off anyone you're going with for the sake of the role. I'm sure it's not that deep. Go on your holiday. Have some time for yourself, because that is just as important. And life is just as, if not more important, than anything that you could possibly be doing in that time for your career. No, 9 times out of 10.
And again, it comes back to the point of, I think you're a more well-rounded person for having done that.
Yeah.
You come back from that holiday refreshed, energized, happy, ready to work. And
so
you're going to go into audition room, with that energy.
Yeah.
And you're going to land the roles. If you're just going audition, not allowing yourself to have any fun, not allowing yourself to do anything.
You're burnt out, you're fed up, you've had rejections here, there, and everywhere because you're burnt out and you can't give your best. So you need to have the time. So, yeah. If you're out there and you're listening and that's the kind of attitude that you have to it, give yourself a break. Give yourself a breath.
Yeah.
Take
have
a
Kit
minute.
Kat.
Have a Kit Kat.
Have a Kit Kat.
Have a Kit Kat.
Have a bath.
Oh, I love a Kit Kat. Have a bath.
Yeah, a bath.
I've got some Marvel bath bombs on my countertop.
Have you actually?
Yeah. I got them for Christmas. There's like Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, and Captain America.
Do they make different colours?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I need to send you a picture of them. I haven't used them yet because I very rarely bath. Or clean myself in any way.
I very rarely bath.
Very rarely bath. Bathe. I very rarely bathe.
That's better.
But yeah, I'll send you a picture later. They're great.
Okay.
I think that's about time for our short break.
Yeah.
So we'll have a quick break and then we'll be back with more fun stuff shortly.
Speak to you soon.
Bye.
No, it's done. It was good.
I quit. We had like a false start a minute ago. And we smashed it with a clap, if I'm perfectly honest. But yeah.
Wasn't meant to be.
Wasn't meant to be on the actual recording.
Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back. We're back in the studio for part 2 of episode 1 of season 2. Second season. I love it. So now we're back. And we're talking about our media. TV, film, game, whatever we've seen, watched, played, that has inspired us recently. And as much as I'd like to talk about Pokopia because I'm obsessed with it, it's not what I'm talking about today. Today, I'm talking about One Piece. Oh my days.
You have talked about One Piece before, haven't
Season 2.
you?
I have.
So this is the second series.
I have. This is the second season of the live action. So I've watched the entirety of the anime over the last year or so.
We've been over that, yeah.
Loved it. It was a slog, but I loved it. And I think 2022, they released the live action for the first time of One Piece. And anime adaptations are always a little bit naff. They have always been a little bit crap. Not even naff, they're awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Famously so.
Famously so. Dragon Ball Z is a good example of it. But Oda, the creator of One Piece, wanted to do a live action. And he wanted to do it as close to the source material as possible. He oversaw all the casting. He is part of all of the creation of the story. He decides what goes in, what doesn't go in. And he has created this masterful piece of art, which is the One Piece live action. And the actors in it are incredible. I wrote down all their names because I can never remember their names. We've got...
You've come prepared.
I know.
Wow.
Iñaki Gode, Makanyu, Emily Rudd, Jacob Romero, and Taz Skylar. All incredible actors. None of them are very well known. Like, in the grand scheme of things, they're not like Marvel headliners, A-list actors.
Well, hang on, those people weren't when they
weren't when
got the Marvel jobs.
RDJ was.
RDJ was, but not to the extent Marvel has made him.
No, but these 5 actors have embodied these famous characters that have been around for 30 years, I want to say. He's been writing One Piece for decades. Like it's been ongoing for
I didn't actually know it was that old, to be fair.
Yeah. It's been going on for ages. It's still going. Like it still releases chapters every other week for people to read.
Oh, wow.
Because they've not got to the end of the tale. They've not found the One Piece yet. But the thing that they do so well, having read and watched the entirety of the series up to this point, Oda has been able to create this masterful effect because he's gone back and he's gone, if I was going to do things differently, if I was going to write it ever so slightly differently from the start, what would I do? And he's gone back and he's put little Easter eggs in for future things that aren't going to be mentioned for years. He's put little characters in there that weren't mentioned in the first telling of it. And he just added all these little nuanced things that all the diehard fans are like, oh my gosh, they've added that character in already. What's going on? Love it.
I didn't actually realise, this is new information to me, that the writer of the original has wrote the live action.
I don't know if he's wrote the entire thing, but everything that happens in it needs to go through him to approve it before they can put it in the live action.
Okay, sure.
So he is overseeing the entirety of the project from start to finish, and he's basically been able to shoehorn in any little Easter egg. Like there's one famous scene in season 2 where there's a character just in the background, but he's a very distinct character with very distinct outfit and whatnot. And he's just a blurry figure in the background. No one if someone's watching the One Piece live action and that's their first time they're watching One Piece, they won't even think anything of it. They'll be like, oh, there's some random guy in the background. But everyone who's read it will know that that's a specific character who's been thought dead for the longest time in the series, who suddenly reappears like chapter 800 odd in the manga, who's just been shoehorned in and Easter egged in like the second episode of season 2.
Is this accessible though? Like, can I, with no knowledge of One Piece, go and watch it? Because you do scare me when you're a little bit like, oh my god, this character from the 800th chapter. I don't care.
No,
I would like to know if it's something that I can watch as a newbie.
Yeah, it's so good to watch as a newbie.
Okay,
like you could come into it completely blind, and it's just a wonderful tale of pirates going on an adventure to claim their treasure and fulfill their dreams. So wholesome, so lovely. Rosie's never read One Piece. She doesn't care for manga or anime particularly. She's watched the live action with me and she is in love with it.
Okay.
To the point where she sobbed over a character in episode 2 that she just met right there and there. And she literally cried. She literally just sobbed herself to sleep that night. And anytime I mention it, she's like, don't talk to me about Laboon.
Don't open the wound.
Literally. For context, it's a whale called Laboon, and it's all about a sad tale of how he was left alone at the sea, and he had friends who were pirates who were long thought dead, and it just kills me inside. It's so sad. But the acting, the stylization of it is just so good, because the whole point of the thing about anime, it's all dramatized, it's all extravagant, it's all over the top, and they capture that in such a nice way in this series where, yes, it's over the top, but it's done in a more stylized way than just throwing all these random things at you.
Yeah.
Like, the main character, for crying out loud, his whole power is that he stretches, he's made of rubber.
Right.
For the context of this podcast, he's made of rubber. But for the hardcore fans, you know what I'm talking about. He's essentially made of rubber, and his whole gimmick is he fights people and kicks and punches people by stretching his arm out miles and then coming back and punching people in the face and whatnot.
There's a surprising amount of stretchy people in fiction, isn't there?
There is.
It's a power that comes back again and again.
Yeah. There's actually a reference to Marvel Rivals where Mr. Fantastic is basically a copy of Luffy. One of Luffy's, the main character's abilities in One Piece, is one of Mr. Fantastic's forms in Marvel Rivals.
For those who don't know, Marvel Rivals is a game that I'm obsessed with, so that is something that's just hooked me in right now.
Yeah. But
you've piqued my interest.
Yeah. But it's so good. I cannot express enough that you don't need to like anime, you don't need to like One Piece at all, and you could watch this series and you may absolutely love it. I would highly recommend it to anyone because it's done in such a good way, and the acting is incredible. The story is being given to you at a really good pace as opposed to the anime or the manga, which obviously has so much filler, has so much stuff that's not deemed necessary for people a lot of the time. It just gets the main story points with all the nuance that needs to be there, and it's just wonderful. So you will be watching this, along with the 20 other things. I don't think Nicky's watched a single thing I recommended to him in season 1, if I'm perfectly honest.
Go on, list them. Go on.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
No. Continue.
One Piece live action season 1.
No.
I can't think off the top of my head of all the things I've recommended, to be honest. I'm drawing a blank. It was a whole year ago at this point.
It was a whole year ago. What have you talked about?
Oh, that film, The Last Straw, was it? Something like that?
Definitely not watched that.
Definitely not watched that.
I know the one. Yeah, no, I haven't watched that.
Yeah. Yeah. Case and point. What about the one with the guy from Star Wars where he's in space and it goes to like a planet with dinosaurs? Did I recommend that one?
I don't remember that.
I should have recommended that one.
Spoilers for your next TV.
Spoilers for my next one. It might be that film.
The guy from Star Wars.
The guy who plays Kylo Ren.
Dinosaurs.
Who plays Kylo Ren. Adam Driver.
With dinosaurs.
Yeah.
This doesn't sound like his sort of thing.
Oh, it's a very sci-fi-esque thing. Basically, I'm going to keep this short. He's on a colony ship that's going to colonize some random planet, and they crash land on this planet with.
Is this the thing with the clones? You talked about a thing with clones.
Nah. Did I?
Yeah.
It's not got anything to do with clones, I don't think.
Okay.
And he's essentially the pilot of this ship, and he crash lands on this planet, and there's a little girl involved who gets like waken up from a hypersleep or something.
Uh-huh.
And he has to go into this jungle filled with dinosaurs and monsters to try and rescue this girl. Long and the short of it is, it's a great film, and he's in it. And I'm not going to spoil the end of it because it's a big twist, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Okay.
But I've clearly not recommended that one because I think you'd remember that.
No, I don't remember that. But yeah, no, that's a fair point. I haven't watched anything that you've recommended.
I hope some of you guys watch the things that I recommend because I recommend some good stuff. You should watch One Piece.
I don't feel like you would have watched
Hazbin Hotel. You watched that?
Yeah, I watched that. You literally sat me down.
I literally tied him to a chair and forced him to watch it. And I'm not even exaggerating. And I will do the same with One Piece if you don't watch it on your own.
Fine.
It's so good.
Fine.
It's so good. It's 8 episodes, 40 minutes long, all on Netflix. Released it all on day 1. I haven't even finished season 2 yet because I'm waiting for Rosie. But believe me, I am chomping at the bit to finish off season 2.
I am bad at watching TV shows. I think it's just the investment of time that's required.
The investment of time, but Marvel Rivals, Fortnite, and Pokopia, that's fine.
We can't do both, can you?
I'm fully shaming you now.
Okay, my turn.
Yes.
I'm going to talk about something a bit different. Do you know what? I haven't, as we've just discussed, I haven't been watching a lot of fiction lately.
I asked him what he was going to talk about before the podcast, and he was like, I haven't watched anything since we last spoke. And I was
I have,
what?
Though. That's what's so annoying. I have watched stuff.
He's half watched it while scrolling on
No, I don't
screen.
do that. Don't you dare. I'm not one of those people.
You're not one of those.
I'm not a second screen.
You're not a second screen kind of guy.
No. If I'm watching something, I am watching it. Committedly.
That is where we differ. I have 4 screens pointing at me at one time.
I hate that.
A lot of the time.
I hate that about you.
I don't blame you. I hate that about me too.
You've got to focus, man. Imagine how much you're missing. But anyway, that's getting off track. I'm going... This is our next tiff, isn't it? Yes. I'm going to talk about The Traitors. So everyone's watched The Traitors.
I haven't watched The Traitors.
You disgust me. I feel like pretty much everyone, apart from Corey, in this country has watched The Traitors. I think it's so good. I didn't know how much I was going to like it. Like, I think it's one of those shows you just get so drawn in by it. It's so engaging. Basically, I don't need to explain the format. Everyone knows.
I don't know the format. Explain it to me.
Really?
To be fair, I tell a lie. I watched the first episode of season 1 and I got bored. So I stopped watching.
Right. Well, you should try another series then, because some are better than others. Anyway, the premise is you've got all these people sat around a table. They all put a blindfold on.
Sounds like a cult.
It's very cult-like. There's a lot of cult imagery, absolutely. But Claudia Winkleman walks around them, behind them, and she touches several of them on the shoulder as she goes, and they are the traitors. And then for the rest of the process, for the rest of the game, those traitors are trying to hide who they are, and they're trying to pretend to be one of the faithful, which is what everyone else is, and they're secretly murdering, getting rid of other players to remove them from the game.
Sounds like a weird metaphor for the acting industry. You've got the really nice ones who work really hard. You've got those dickheads who pretend to be nice ones just so they can fuck up your lives while you're on the
Corey, that's something you need to work through. Okay.
Literally. Does Claudia Winkleman just decide on the fly who's going to be the traitor? Or do they have like a serious stream
I
of
imagine
meetings?
it's a production meeting, isn't it? And
Yeah.
they're like, these people would make really good traitors. Let's choose them.
Because I think that's a lot of pressure to put on one person. You're determining the entire season by who you choose at this table.
Yeah. Yeah, and it does make or break the season sometimes. Like, if they pick the wrong people and they're just straight out, then what do they do? But no, so far it's been really, really fun how it's built to this point of, like, they're hiding and they have different tasks where they have to do things without being found. It's that classic sort of drama game, isn't it? Of, like, Wink Murder or Werewolf.
Yes.
You know, that sort of thing. That's basically what it is on a huge television scale.
It's like Among Us. That's the game I was trying to think of earlier when you mentioned this.
Right.
Among Us.
It is. It's 100% Among Us. Yeah. But
I'm really bad at Among Us.
from, like, everyone's played like Murder in the Dark and stuff like that.
What?
Do you not know Murder in the Dark?
No.
Oh, it's basically Wink Murder, but
It's
they turn the
before my
lights
time.
out. It's not before your time. It's not.
If it's Wink Murder without the lights, how do you know he's winking at you?
It's not.
Like, logically speaking.
They don't wink, Corey. It's
So how do you know? How do you know if you're dead?
They touch someone in the dark. It's probably a game you probably shouldn't play these days. Now I think about it, it's probably not played anymore. They turn the lights out and a bunch of kids walk around in the dark touching each other. It's not okay, is it?
No, that's not okay.
And if you've been touched, you've been murdered. And then when the lights goes on, there's a kid like dead on the floor.
But how do you know who's a murderer and who's not at that point?
What if Claudia Winkleman's chose at the beginning? No, teachers chose, not Claudia Winkleman. She's not going around every primary school.
Was teaching you this game, was she? Yeah, so the teachers decided who the murderer is.
Yeah.
But how do you know some other little shit isn't going to go, I'm going to be a murderer
that's
too?
That's the problem, isn't it? Yeah. You can never trust.
Especially if you're just running around in the dark. You might grab someone by accident and then just flop to the floor and you're like, oh, well, sorry. You died.
I'm not saying it was flawless, but that's what the game was based on.
Fair.
And that's what Traitors is. But the reason I'm talking about it is I think it does really sort of appeal to the actor mindset. Because all they're basically doing whilst they're in there is performing a character.
Yeah.
You know? I don't think anyone, even the people that are faithful, sometimes they'll go in and be like, I'm an English actor, but I'm going to put on a Welsh accent for this entire thing so they don't know who I am. Or, you know...
That's such a...
It's giving yourself so much more to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's worked. Like, these people have gone through the entire game and then gone, yeah, I'm actually...
That's so ridiculous.
And they hide, like sometimes a mum and a son will go in, or brothers or something like that. And they'll hide that because they feel like it'll make them a target if they were to reveal that. And people will see, oh, well, they're going to look out for each other and they're not really trustworthy.
I mean, obviously.
Because if either of them win, they probably, share the money.
Yeah.
Because of course they would.
Like, they've got double the chances of winning at that point. Like, get rid of both of them, I say.
Well, exactly. So they try and hide that stuff for that reason. But yeah, so you've got the traitors murdering a player every night. And then there's a round table element, which is the most fun. It's the most fun bit of the entire show.
Is that the most fun bit? I never even got to that bit.
Oh, it's so good. So they all sit around this big table again and they all discuss who they think the traitors are. Yeah. And then they all vote off one of the players. And it could be a traitor or it could be a faithful. And then they have to stand up and be like, I have always been a faithful. And then everyone goes, oh my God, I thought you were a traitor.
Oh my gosh, we killed someone else off and now there's a few of us to be here, so we're all going to die.
And it goes like that for ages. Like, traitors kill someone, the faithful vote off one of their own. Traitors kill someone, the faithful vote off one of their own. It's kind of like that for a long time. But it does build to such a level of suspense. And I think my favourite thing about it is the production value of it all. Like, they film it in this castle in Scotland. And the cinematography, man, like, they really put so much effort into making it look like a Hollywood blockbuster film.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen the set. It's quite cool.
It's gorgeous, man. And the way they get these the angles and the set. I really do think they treat it like they're filming a Hollywood film. And that comes through and it makes it so much more enjoyable to watch because it's almost like you're watching a murder mystery film.
No, that's fair. My only question is, what happens if you're the first person voted off? That's a really shit experience for you.
Isn't it?
Like, not even the first person voted off, the first person killed. Like, you've done nothing.
So harsh.
You've hardly played the game. You've invested all this time and effort, probably booked off like a month off work so you could do this. And then someone goes, you're dead.
It's even worse than that. One of the series, spoiler, but they all arrive on a train. Well, some of them do. And on one of the series, Claudia came over to Tannoy and said, one of you needs to leave and you're not playing the game anymore.
Why?
Surprise. They had to vote someone to leave and then they were gone. And then that was it. They were out of the show.
Oh, that is so shit.
Yeah. They'd like to keep them on their toes. And that's the whole thing. It's all about, we don't know what's going to happen next.
I would kick off. If I was on a frigging train somewhere and I got booted off before I even started,
I think they did come back. I think actually that series, they did come back later. But there was one series where they all arrived at the castle and Claudia was like, you go home now. And then they were just done and they were gone.
This Claudia Winkleman sounds like a bit of a knob.
No, she's lovely. Don't you dare say, how many listeners are we going to lose if you say that?
I've slugged off Billy Piper as well in the last episode. Who knows?
Did.
I'm killing off all of our fan base.
Claudia Winkleman is an angel.
Oh no, I do enjoy Claudia Winkleman, but the fact that she's just like, yeah, leave, you're off the game. It's not
her choosing, is it? It's the production team.
Yeah, but she's the face of it.
She is the face of it.
It might not be Donald Trump making all the decisions in the US, but he's the face of it.
Oh, blimey.
To be honest, it probably isn't making all the decisions. But that's a topic for a different kind of podcast.
It really is. Yeah.
Fabulous. So, Traitors, I will potentially try and give it another go.
Do, mate. Like this last series.
And I will do that as soon as you've watched all the other things that I've recommended for you. Yeah? Sound fair?
You know that's not going to happen.
Fair enough. You're going to say this
don't stalemate it. Okay, I will watch one of the things.
One Piece.
I'll watch One Piece if you watch either the last series of Traitors or the Celebrity Traitors, which I think was great.
Okay.
Celebrity Traitors was really good. You had Stephen Fry in there. You had Alan Carr. You had a huge range. And they weren't like reality celebrities, right? They weren't on Towie. They were proper people.
Fair enough. We'll commit to this. By the next time we come to the podcast, we will both attempt to watch the entire series of one of each other's show.
We're shaking hands. It's done.
Yeah, it's done. Gentleman's agreement,
Gentleman's agreement.
Gentleman's agreement. And I can't wait to hear what you think about One Piece.
I can't wait to hear what you think about Traitors.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Fab.
So, yeah.
Yeah. We'll have a weekly update and we'll tell each other whether we watched it or not. And if one of us watched it and the other one hasn't, there'll be a punishment that I will decide later.
Why do you get to decide the punishment?
Because, let's be honest, I'm going to watch the show more likely than you are.
The gauntlet has been thrown.
The gauntlet has been thrown.
Right, what are we doing next?
Next, moving swiftly on, we've got our celebration.
Celebration.
Yes. Who are we celebrating today, Nikki?
So, today we are celebrating a lovely friend of mine. We are celebrating L.T. Hewitt. L.T. Hewitt is an actor. He's a writer and a director as well, and a producer. He's based in London.
Lovely.
Yeah, he's fantastic. So, in the past 2 years, he's directed 5 plays and 3 short films. So he's pretty busy.
Yeah.
He's a busy boy. All of which were cast through open calls, posted on casting websites and Instagram. So he doesn't just go to his mates and be like, can you be in this?
But not even that. Not even just going on like Star Now or Spotlight as well, putting it on social media so groups can find it who don't want to pay for these massive subscriptions. Love that.
He does post it on casting websites. But yeah, I think that does sort of open it up to a huge variety of people.
Yeah. Absolutely.
In a way that, like, I get why it's done, but a lot of people will go, I'm putting on a play. I know these people. They're good actors. I'm just going to give them the roles.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, but it does really close things up. So I really appreciate that LT does, open up his casting to such a wide group like that.
Yeah.
He recently released his 8th short film overall called Gym Buddy, which is a queer Technicolor comedy which can be found on his YouTube channel. All by searching Gym Buddy by Romcom. He knows his audience.
Absolutely.
Last year, he directed and co-produced and acted in Outing, which was a fantastic show. I saw it at the Edinburgh Fringe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was really good, really beautiful.
Because that's how you met LT, wasn't it? Through a show at the Fringe that you did together.
Correct, yeah.
Oh, he wears it well, was it?
He wears it well.
He wears it well.
I love that show. So yeah, I met LT through that, and we went to the Fringe. And then when we were both at the Fringe with different shows last year, we got to hang out and see each other's shows, which is lovely.
Love that.
But yeah, they smashed it. It was such a good show. And yeah, it's currently nominated for an Off-Fest award, which is a huge thing. So the Offies, for those who don't know, are an award system that works for Fringe shows and also shows that aren't like the big West End productions.
Yeah.
And to even be nominated is
incredible.
A huge thing. To be able to slap that on your poster that's great.
Chef's keys.
Yeah, so well done, mate. That's absolutely fantastic.
Smashing life. Well
He's
done.
currently looking for a co-producer and a venue for his new play.
My name's Corey Rumble.
Please, here's my hand.
Here's my head.
Here's my spotlight number.
My spotlight number will be in the bio.
He is looking for that. It's called the Fake Man Institute, which sounds very mysterious and interesting.
Love that.
It's aiming for a summer run in London. The casting call will be posted in the coming months on Instagram and his Instagram, which is at Luke the... Oh, I've done it. We were talking... Sorry, Luke. Your Instagram sounds like Luke the Wit, but I know it's not that.
Luke the Wit.
It's not. That's just how I remember it.
Luke
Sorry.
T. Hewitt.
Luke T. Hewitt. So it's Luke T. Hewitt is spelled Hewitt. So you can find him on Instagram. He'll be posting about that. And also at UK Calls, which is another casting call platform that he uses. So look it up, get involved, try and find that. He's amazing to work with. So being part of... You're still laughing at me, aren't you?
I tried to hold it in. I've tried to be professional. I'm sorry.
It's because you said it earlier and then it was fresh in my head, so it's your fault.
It is my fault. I'm sorry.
Everyone is encouraged to submit regardless of background, accent or age, which I love.
Yes.
I
very
love
open casting.
Fully open, gender blind, all of that. So it's
excellent.
Seeing the people that are right for the roles and choosing them for that reason and none other is key. So
Wonderful.
well done, mate. You're doing all the right things and you're so busy. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Absolutely smashing it.
Absolutely smashing it. Really proud of you. Really proud of all the things you do. Love the fact that you're so open and inclusive. It's amazing. My spotlight number will be in the bio.
And watch his films. All available on YouTube. Get involved.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's it.
That's us, buddy.
Yeah, that's the end of episode 1 of season 2 in our new studio.
Woo!
Love it. Would you like to do the sign off, Nicky?
I will absolutely do our sign off. Thank you all so much for joining us for our podcast today. Please follow us on social media as well. We're just going to throw more Instagram handles at you now. Get ready. Get your notebook out.
Get your notebook out. Better yet, get your Instagram out and type them in.
Get your Instagram out, yeah.
As we're saying.
Why not, hey? Why not get your mum to get her Instagram out?
Get your mum. We're great with mums. My mum watches. Your mum watches. That's our main fan base. Get your mum's. Get your mum's Insta.
What's that? Your brother's over there. Oh, get him to get his Instagram. Okay, I'm done now. My Instagram is at NickyC632. That's spelled NICKYC632. Corey's is at Corey.rumble.actor. And our Instagram for the podcast is at drop_the_act. Also, if you want to follow The Ruse, which is our amazing new recording studio, we absolutely love it here.
Will be coming back and using it again.
Be coming back. You will be hearing us here again.
Yes.
They've got a whole music venue, theatre venue. It's an amazing space. So follow them and see what they're doing.
Absolutely.
They are at The Ruse_Chippenham. Based in Chippenham. Absolutely amazing. Brand new venue. Definitely support
And Ruse
them.
is spelled R-U-Z-E?
R-U-Z-E. R-U-S-E.
R-U-S-E?
Is it R-U-S-E?
I think it's Z-E.
Z-E.
We'll find out. We'll put it in the bio.
Try both. Try both on your... Oh, it's terrible.
I'm pretty sure it's Z-E.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Try both. When you're looking on Instagram, you will find them.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. Thank you all for listening in.
So yes, thank you for... And also, if you guys have any questions or thoughts or want to get in touch, please do. We're always happy to hear your stories share them, and celebrate your wins as well. If you're doing particularly well in the industry, if you've just
Absolutely
landed
reach
that
out.
massive casting that isn't a scam, that is real. Or if you want to tell us about scams.
Tell us about the
experienced as
scams
well.
that you've fallen for over the years. We'd
Absolutely.
love to hear your stories, hear your voice. And we'll be coming to YouTube as well with our videos.
We will.
So keep an eye out on YouTube as well if you want to see our faces and our reactions in real time.
We just posted a camera, but you wouldn't know that if you didn't see our YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
So watch our YouTube.
Watch the YouTube videos.
Okay, bye.
Bye.